Okay, there we go. Hi. No sharks with laser beams, JPP. I got the laser going, and no, it's not flashing in my eyes. It's got the shield over it, and other than my office getting a little smoky from some burnt wood smell, it's not terrible in here. I'm printing the probe mount for the ender, and I currently have stuff cleared off. The ender is currently sitting right here because last night, since I didn't have much interwebs, I decided to start building the Mark IV, the Prusa Mark IV for the STEM class. I brought it home over the weekend, so I figured since I had it home, I would start building it, and that's what I was working on. Right now, you can kind of see back here what I'm working on. I'm doing the volleyball stuff for the girls, for my daughter's volleyball team. But yeah, today I got lucky. My paycheck showed up a couple days early, so I was able to resolve the issue with my cable company to get my interwebs turned back on. So we didn't have to suffer for too very long. But the thing I have in my hand is the reason why I want to get that Mark IV done, and I can't show you guys. Sorry. But it looks pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I can't show you. I'm sorry. It's sworn to secrecy, even though the company released info about it. Can't talk about it. That wonderful thing. 3D Medicants, how are you, good sir? I hope you're doing well. Tonight's more or less just me hanging out in the garage. Don't know what we'll work on. We'll see what happens. I've been out here for a little bit yet tonight, and working on getting these things done right here. Because I have 31 of them at roughly an hour a piece. So I've got over 30 hours of lasering to do. And I have, see how many games the girls' last home game is according to their schedule. Because we want to give them to them at the home game, so it's a little easier to get them to them. Are you working on laser engraver? Yes, I am. Cunningham Customs. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. I got to go look at my daughter's volleyball schedule. Got to get in that program. I've been trying to get the school that you attend and that I work for to going, you know. The new 5-in-1 out extruder for the Mark 4S. No, it's not a 5-in-1 for the Mark 4S. It's only a Mark 4 that I've got, not a Mark 4S. So the junior high STEM class is getting that as soon as I finish getting it built. It's currently, you can kind of see the frame just over my shoulder here. It's sitting on the floor. There's a lot to do on it yet, but I'm gonna get that done and then get it to the school so we can retire one of their sad Mark IIIs. Digital Dragon, good to see you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well for you. Just like I said, to anybody who doesn't know how things were, usually just to put this out there, it's not anything mean. It's just some people don't know. Freya, get out of there. Get out of there. I got the puppies out here with me. But the way it works is this. On YouTube, when you make a super chat or you guys do stuff on YouTube, subs on it, it only pays out once a month. It's usually near the end of a month. It's just like Twitch, but a little bit later in the month. But that being said, so when you guys make donations through that or do that, it helps the channel, helps me out, and helps my income, which I greatly appreciate. If you ever want to help directly, there's Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. That goes straight to the accounts, and then I get that right away. Greatly appreciate that as well. There's also a Patreon that I have set up that I don't really use. I do have a couple of folks on Patreon. There's only like 3 people that are actually supporting me through Patreon because I really, truly don't do much on Patreon, so I don't ask there. But yeah, I mean, the gist of it is, if you help through YouTube, occasionally on Twitch, I'm hoping to get into doing something with Twitch again, just probably not in the makerspace. There's enough folks in the makerspace on Twitch right now, and I always feel like I'm stepping on their toes. But if I'm doing something different on Twitch, and you want to watch that, or you want to dual stream me and them, that's great. But I hate the idea of stepping on toes. I was thinking about firing up, actually, I was thinking about firing this thing up on TikTok and putting it right there and having TikTok going while I'm doing these live streams and having TikTok up too, since I don't have the TikTok creator ability to use my software to push out to the TikToks. So, but yeah, for right now, you know, take the Mark III if it goes up for sale. Well, Mr. Cunningham Customs, I hate to say it, but if the Mark III goes anywhere, it's probably going to be your resident tech guy who's going to take it, put it in his office and use it, and then convince the superintendent to let him buy it from the school, because I'm getting very low on printers. As a matter of fact, my Rook 2020, my K1, and my Switchwire, these two are the only two that are currently functioning, and this one right here needs to come down and get some work done. This one, I'm having all kinds of weird banding issues where the banding wraps up and around the print as it goes. So I'm not exactly certain what's going on there, but I'm going to try maybe upping the voltage a little bit on the motors and see if maybe it's just an issue with undervolting. Also going to look at possibly adjusting my X and Y sensorless homing, adjust my X and Y and see if maybe it might be an issue with sensorless. Yeah, I'm getting a spiral banding around the prints when it prints. It goes all the way up, and it is a spiral, or a corkscrew spiral all the way up. So it goes all the way up the print, and it just irritates me to no end. I'm going to try loosening the belts, actually, just a little bit, too, and see if it may be an issue with the belts being a little too tight. That might be causing the problem. But going to bump up the stepper current. Going to bump the sensitivity on sensorless, make it a little less sensitive, and see if those two things help. Obviously, one thing at a time. Maybe once I get the Mark IV built and we get the Ender 3 done, or if there's a lull waiting for something for the Ender 3, we can pull this down and troubleshoot it one night. That'd be fun. I want to get this thing going again because I'd really like to take this one to work. And then I'd like to build or finish building this one. I really would. I probably should ask Jason if a Rook kit is still in the cards for me, and if I can get a Rook kit here, because the first thing I'm going to do is finish this instead. So instead of actually building the Rook Mark I, I'll use the Rook Mark I and my Rook 2020 parts and build the Rook 2020, the LDO kit. I think that would be fun to build the Rook Mark I LDO first, the Rook 2020 Mark I first, and then maybe look at upgrading it to the Mark II. What's up, Mrs. Lee Marie 3D? Good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing well. And this evening and the next few weeks, if you want to do a stream for Sonic Pad or whatever. Yeah, JPP, the Sonic Pad is something I don't know. It'll be something we'll mess around with at some point, bud. I don't know about right now because, again, we got the Mark IV, we've got the Ender 3. Well, we got the Ender 3 first. Mark IV that I got to get finished because I got to get that to the school. And then I really want to have like some time in my lulls to get the switch wire dialed in a little bit better, and then get this guy done. If anybody should happen to have an HDMI 5, because I do need an HDMI 5 for the switch wire, and also a not just an HDMI 5, but I'll have to do some snooping on the Alta board and see what touch screens work with it, if it'll work with the ribbon cable that's on there. We'll figure out which ones work, and then I'll have to get some kind of an enclosure, because I really do want to put a touch screen on this. I don't mind running it headless, but it is a pain going back and forth all the time. So it'd be nice to have a screen on it. So I'll have to check the Alta board and see what runs on it, because it is currently running the Alta board. Just because that's what I put in it, because that's what I wanted in it. So the Alta board is in there. But I really want to build an LDO one, but I need to get the LDO Rook kit, because I want to build it with all genuine LDO stuff that comes in their kit. I don't want to have an LDO space gray frame and then, you know, put non-LDO parts on it. To me, that's a little blasphemous. So I would love to get my Rook LDO like my LDO Rook 2020 frame here dressed up with a Rook and have it up in printing, because I think that would be super awesome. So I can put the Fabrico and the Rook kits, or the Fabrico and the LDO kit, next to each other and just kind of see, you know, just kind of have them there. Say I got the original Fabrico kit that came out, or one of the original Fabrico kits that came out, as well as I have an LDO kit. And have them just side by side, because I do like this little small form factor. This is fun to just like grab and go because it's tiny. Plus, since I do have the backpack printer there that I've been working on and getting the frame set up for, I have ideas for making a interchangeable, or making it so that the center is interchangeable, that I can just pop off this and then pop on another type of thing, so I can pop in printers that I want to carry at that time. So I think it would be fun to, you know, have a Rook to be able to play around with and do that with, and turn a Rook into a backpack. Since nobody's got a backpack Rook yet, I think it would be kind of cool to be able to say I got the first backpack Rook printer. So I just need to make that. I have the stuff. I could realistically just take the electronics that I took off of the other one, put it on there, wire in a barrel jack, and be done. That's it. It's legitimately put a barrel jack on it. A barrel jack. It's already got a 5-volt on there, or no, it doesn't have. So I'd have to get a 5-volt buck converter, which there's already a extra set of fanny pack Rook. I really could. I could do a fanny pack, and then on the front, I could make like a harness to hold a roll of filament here that spools out off my chest and then down into the Rook, which would be as the superheroes would be there. It would be the cod piece. So I could have a Rook 2020 cod piece with a 2 kilogram spool, or a kilogram spool of filament, big old like a G chain hanging off the front of me, that's got just a roll of filament on there that just spools straight down into it. I mean, come on. How awesome would that be? And then when it's all said and done, I can ask people when it's done printing, I can be like, would you like my package? And print like little packages. All right. You guys know my channel's not child friendly. I don't know how Cunningham Customs gets on here, considering he's not 18. But since I know him, I know his family, and his family is like my family, because we're in a roundabouts not related. Yeah, the Flava Flav printer version. Exactly. But so maybe I should reach out to Jason about the Rook kit and see if he would, if he still would be interested in sending one of those. I'm asking him as we speak. He's like, well, I'm thinking of it, I better do it. Hold on, Jason's actually responding like right now. I wasn't expecting that. Sorry, had to do that. Giggle, what's up? How are you? Hope you're doing well. We'll see here. You need to find Ellie from Cocoa Press contact info. The cards you got all have the website on them. Yeah, I don't have direct contact for Ellie. Killer Prince, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. You're doing great, Caleb. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing great. It's good to hear. Sorry, I was just I had a thought in my head, so I messaged Jason from LDO, and he's responding. I'm not used to that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so used to when I message Jason that he's like, he usually takes time to get back to me because he's not usually on the same time schedule as me. So to have him responding right at the moment, I'm like, oh crap. But we'll see how things go. I do hope that a kit can come, because then we can convert this guy from just a frame into an actual Rook LDO Rook 2020, because this is the Space Gray frame. It is gorgeous. I love Space Gray. My comment is Space Gray all the things. Hence my Space Gray switch wire. Everyone, let me put this out there, okay? If you ever want to get me something, if you ever want to get me a Voron of any kind, you want to send a Voron my way, I do love the Space Gray. I will appreciate anything. I will not be greedy. I will take whatever comes. But if you're thinking about specifically getting me one, consider the Space Gray if it is available. If you want to do it and it is not available, I completely understand. Any other color is fine. But I am a fan of Space Gray. I would love to Space Gray everything. And if you are an owner of an older Space Gray MacBook, preferably a Pro, but if you have an older MacBook that's collecting dust, I need to learn Mac. So please feel free to send it my way, and I will be more than happy to utilize it for you. Okay, now that I'm done pitching my love for Space Gray, and the only reason that Mac did anything, or the only thing that Mac ever did right, was Space Graying their MacBooks, but, you know, not a big fan of Mac OS, but I have a bunch of staff members that use Mac, and I don't own a Mac, so it's really hard to support the Mac when I don't have a Mac to be able to support the Mac. With that being said, I could always just do a VM and install Mac OS in a VM and then go that route. So there's always that. So I mean, if it comes down to it, my new laptop should be more than sufficient to run a VM of Mac OS. But anyway, so what's everybody up to? Like I said, tonight's more of a just hangout stream because, again, like I stated at the beginning, and a lot of you have just shown up, so I will tell you again, I had a bit of an accounting error, as I do every day of my life, and we missed a bill. And by we missed a bill, I mean one of the many bills that we missed finally bit us in the ass, and our interwebs got temporarily halted. Our internet service got temporarily halted due to insufficient funds in the account. I woke up this morning, and payday for me is on the 15th, 1st and the 15th of every month. And I woke up and happened to notice that when I looked in my bank account, that my payroll check had shown up early. So we righted the wrong with the cable company, and my interwebs was reinstated. So since I wasn't planning on streaming until at least Wednesday of next week because of the plans that had come to be, I have this laser project I need to get finished. I figured I would just stream hey guys, what's going on? Here's what I'm working on tonight. I'm in the garage just hanging out. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just chilling in the recliner after tripping and fell during your stream. Nursing broken toes is the thing that gets me. You know how like if you hear certain things or whatever and it like makes you cringe? Like right now my pinky toe is like curling under, and Oh, yeah. That's what gives me the heebie-jeebies. Ugh. My wife and daughters will always mess with me about that crap. It's like, shut up. Hanging out at home, about to feed the animals. Nice, Kegel. Kegel. I keep thinking of the other thing, the exercise that people do to, you know, to keep muscles fit. That's no bueno. Subject change. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I kind of keep. I'm sorry about that, but it's just kind of where my head goes. Yeah, that would be the ones. That would be the ones that I was thinking of. Mrs. Lee Marie 3D. But yeah, so I'm the couch and not feed. LOL. Oh, to cough and not pee. Ah, yes, yes. But yes, Kegel, I'm sorry. I've got the big puppy here, and the two little puppies have disappeared for a minute, so bear with me while I go just explore. Make sure I didn't lose two little puppies. These two little puppies are going to sleep good tonight. It's going to be a nice, quiet night with no kids home. We got no kids home tonight. The missus is sick, and the puppies will be tired. So it means the missus can sleep, and who knows when I'll get done out here, because it's 7 o'clock at night. Well, 6:41. Those take about 45 minutes to an hour a piece to do on my slow laser. If anyone has a laser and you're within driving distance, as long as it's a decent laser and you're within driving distance, please let me know, because I would love to either steal your laser or drop some stuff off and have you print, do some stuff for me. By the way, my Sliceworks dip plate showed up for the K1. So thank you, Sliceworks, for sending this out to me. If you guys want to get one, use my code. The link is down in the description. Use my code and get one of these. This is for the K1. And I'm printing this, it just finished, and I already got my hand on it, and it's not hot at all. I'm printing it about 30C. That's what I've got the slicer set to, is 30C. Because if you look, 30 to 50C for PLA, 50 to 70 PLA for PETG, and 80 to 100 for ABS. So PLA prints on this thing at, and watch this, watch. Hold on. Look at that. It's cool to the touch. And the only thing you need to do to clean it is just hit it with some water. And I've already printed a few prints on there, and it's still, amazing. So yeah, gotta get one. They have any for the under 5? Yes, good sir. This right here. Oh, wait. The 280 Cheaty, I'm not sure, but the under 5. This will fit on the under 3, under 5, and in the K1. So, oh, hold on. Jason said something. Jason said something awesome. Hold on. I can't tell you what he said, but it was awesome, and I'm excited, so you know. If you know, you know. How much is that one? JPP, give me just a second. I will tell you, because I'll bring it up on the screen and show you. But right now, I just want to pull away the supports from this lovely little bracket that Bearded Bucket made for the Micro Swiss NG extruder to mount a probe more in line with the nozzle in the X direction. So or Y direction, sorry. It'll be more in line with the Y direction because it'll sit just in front of the fan. I just got to be careful. I printed this in PLA just as a kind of a test, and then I can always reprint it later. Checking my affiliate, or all good, checking with my affiliate link. Well, thank you, good sir. And if you buy anything else from there, consider using my affiliate link. You have an OR2 Laser Master 2 with the upgraded laser. Oh, sweet, Filament Vic. How far away are you? Are you US, Filament Vic? I'm sorry, I don't remember where you're at, bud. But there we go. That is looking a bit on the tiny side, so it may have printed a little off, but we'll find out here. Texas, yeah, you're a ways away there, bud. Yeah. You have an X-Tool V120. Yeah, well, Digital Dragon, I know you're gonna need that. Sweet. That is awesome. Awesome news. We Create Vision. You just received a shipment of the We Create Vision. Sweet. Yes. Yes. All you need to know is yes. All right. Now I know there was some more super pindas around here somewhere. I had like at least one more right there. Haha. So I don't actually have to take the one off the current printer to find out if this is going to work. Let's see. We got to get the cable back out of the way. Let's see. Will it thread in, or am I going to have to size it up a little bit? But if I size it up, oh, that's going to be a bit on the too tight side. I think probably what I could, or what he could have done, or what he could do is keep it like this to keep it thin so that it doesn't take up a lot of space. Martin, what's going on, brother? What he could do is make it thin like this, but this part here, I don't know. I guess could always make it so that there was like a little bracket instead that just like clamped onto the top here, where you could just put like a zip tie through it to hold it, and then you could always just put the probe in, and then just put a zip tie through to just grab the whole thing, or make it so one side here is open and it has a zip tie track through it, so that when you put that in, you could just put it in and then clamp it down, and then the threads would still be there to bite into the threads on this. You know what I mean? That would be awesome. But that's for another time. I know the Bearded Bucket is a busy dude with a lot going on, and the fact that he took time out to make this is awesome, but like I said, the threads, I could probably run a tap through there the same size as the threads on the probe. I could probably run a tap through it and clean it out better. Because, 3D printed threads are not always the most accurate thing. But let me see something real quick here. Yeah, because the screw holes line up perfectly. It's just making sure that the fan, it should be fine. It shouldn't hit the fan. And then that would line the probe up. Yeah, pretty much on the Y, the probe would be aligned. Come here, babies. Come here. Who wants up? You want uppies? Come here. Oh, come here. Yes, you want uppies. I know. Yes, Daddy's little girl. This one is Daddy's girl. Aren't you? She lets Daddy do silly things like this. Ready? Watch. She'll let me blow at her little cheek and like puff her little lip up. Her sister, on the other hand, doesn't like that. Do you, Freya? Why are you panting? You been out there running? Why don't you get a drink? There's water out there. She's panting like crazy. Look at her tongue sticking out. She just runs and runs and runs. Her and her sister, man, they just laps all day long in the backyard when I let them out like this. Like, we've been home since, was it 3:33? probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock we got home. I was lurking on Jerry's stream and working on those. And they've been out here pretty much running since. And all they do is run. They'll stop and lay down for a few minutes and then run. Yeah. You have a few of the non-squirted bulbs. One of them is a... Ah, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. You boys in your talk of the blasters. Yes, of course. Mm. Let's see if this will work. It did. Holy crap. Hey, by the way, does anybody know where KB3D gets their hats? Wink, wink. Digital Dragon, if you're around, do you know where KB3D gets their hats made from? Because I'd really like to get this hat on my head with my MMN logo on it. I would like to do the white MM with the green N, or with the you know how I got the two M's in the N. I would like to do that logo, but the white and green instead of the black and green on this gray hat, because I think this hat is comfortable and I like it, but I really want one with my logo right there. So if anybody knows where Chris gets the hats made, please let me know, because I would like to get one, maybe two or three, and then do maybe a couple channel giveaways where, like, you know, we'll just have a random, like, I'm going to give away one of the MMN hats, like the custom made ones. Hold on. Dogs are loud. Hey! Let's go. No, you can go back up there. You're barking at the door, you dingus. Aggro dogs. West 3D loves KB 3D hats. Yes, I love this hat. When Chris like gave me this, I was like, oh my god, yes. I was like, finally a fitted hat that, first off, look at the amount of stretch you get in this thing. Like, oh. I found a hat that fits on my large head, because this is the large extra large, and it fits on my large extra large head. You know what I mean? But yes, it is a very nice, very comfortable hat. I like the way it feels too when you like touch the hat. I like that. So it is not a Richardson hat. This is a Port Authority fitted flex fit. It's the Port Authority. So they're a little Gucci, a little pricey, but it's the flex fit from Port Authority. I found the hats, but I'm trying to find where they get them made at so that maybe I can just contact them and say, here's the logo. Can you make me a couple, like 2 or 3 of them, or find out at least like what a minimum order is, and then order, you know, that many. And then who knows, maybe, you know, sell them off at an event or give them away on stream or whatever. But I'd really like to get at least one for myself, because it is a very nice hat. I like the color, and I think the MMN logo on the side here would look really nice. I'm not looking to do the MMN with the MakerMind Nexus on it, just the MMN. You found his other YouTube channel? Nice. But yes, so am I to believe that just Mrs. Lee Marie 3D is here, or did I see that Lee Marie is here as well? There he is. All right. Sorry, I missed it there, bud. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well, eh? Give me a second. I got to open the door so the pups can run. The door ran. There you go. Yeah. You want to go run, Chunk. Go on, Chunk to duck. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I said go run, and they all came back in. You want uppies? Who wants uppies? Huh? Who wants uppies? Come here. Jube, you want uppies? Come here, big guy. Oh. Here's the blue healer. Here's Chewbacca. He's just a big old puppy. He's a big old lap dog. He's about 50 pounds. About 50 pounds. So when I need my workout, I lift him. When I want to do a little light lifting, come here.
Then go run. Don't sit there and stare at me. Give me cuddles. I want love. Give me attention. Thank you, Freya. Come here, baby. Yes. Oh, when I want to do some light lifting, it's these guys. Something just went bong at me. What the hell was that? Anyway, yeah, so I want some light lifting, it's these guys. Turn Canadian, huh? Or just like, Youper. I'm a Youper from the Northern Peninsula. But anyway, let's go ahead and swap out and get the next one started. So I don't necessarily want to dox the team. So if you see it, you see it, but I'm not going to outright show you guys what I'm working on. So I'm not going to outright dox the girls. I mean, it's just, name and volleyball number, that's all. But from a distance, that's what I'm making. See? There you go. We're making, like, this is one of those poor financial decisions that we do every year for the volleyball team because, we give these to all the players. We don't charge the families for them. I make them up. I just sit here and design them one day, and that just happened to be like 2 weeks ago. I sat out here one of those nights when I was lurking on a channel and changed out all the design, put all the names and numbers in, and got them all saved and cropped down so they would fit on these, and then it just took until we could borrow money from family, and then we bought these, and then now we have to pay back family. Thankfully, I got paid so we can pay them back, and then these are going to family, or to the kiddos. Because the volleyball team is awesome, our daughter is awesome, and the friends that she's made while on that team is awesome. Okay. And if anybody's wondering, I have a small pattern I kind of marked out on the table here about where the plaques go. And then I just kind of eyeball line it up, and then I'll run a frame. I'll tell it's a frame, but I got to load the next one. So since I'm running 3 screens now, I got to pull this back over here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. All right, let's delete this one. Let's pull in the next one. File. Import. That was that one. So now we'll do this one. And then we'll scale it. Width and height. 230 on the width. The height doesn't really matter because they're longer than they are, or they're wider than they are tall. So do 230 mils. Put it in the corner and over 2, up 2. And then we frame it. Hey, got it first try. All right, and start. And there we go. And if anybody is wondering, you can see the blue light, but I cannot. So the blue light is not burning my retinas. I'm not going blind while that is running. We're safe. Other than the burning wood smell and the smoke that will kind of come from that. But that's it. Because I'm up above, so I don't actually see the harmful blue light. Yeah. That's because Youper is just Canada denial. Yeah. Yeah, the smoke, breathing in the smoke. I again, like our good friend Mr. Taylor, the creator, would say, I've done a lot of dumb shit throughout my years. I've inhaled a lot of stupid things, so I think doing this is fine. Not for everyone. Don't do that. Is it coated in polyurethane or no? It's not. It's got a stain on it. It's more or less just kind of burning the stain away. So the stain's probably got something in it. My lungs are already screwed anyway. How you doing? So my lungs are already screwed anyway. But yeah, I got to tell you guys this funny story today. So one of the dads on the volleyball team owns a tree service. Well, he had an unfortunate incident at work, and let's just say one of his fingers may have had an accident. Not a big accident, but an accident about here. And he's going to have surgery in a couple of days he's going to have surgery. They're going to go in and kind of move down the sides and pull things back and get rid of some stuff, and then kind of seal it back up so it'll look more about like this, you know. Well, one of the players' little sister runs around in the stands all the time, and she asked him what happened to his finger, and I said that's what you get when you flip off Santa Claus. So now she believes it. The little girl's mother is running with it, and the entire volleyball team got a kick out of the story when they asked her what happened to his finger, and she said he flipped off Santa Claus, and that's what happened. So, needless to say, I some of my bad influence may be rubbing off, and a small group of children may believe that if you flip off Santa Claus, you'll lose your finger. Oh goodness, I'm not small child approved. That's why this channel is marked 18 and over. Because I'm not really small child approved. But yeah, so oh, I gotta go back and check and see something real quick here. Let me put this back over here so I know what the hell's going on over there. That's my way of keeping track of which one I'm on. I leave it over there next to the laser, so when I look up I know what I'm doing. And it sounds like I'm just gonna say something, okay? It sounds like I might be able to finish my Rook 2020 LVO kit. Yay! Pumped. Ugh. So tired to just look at that poor frame down there all sad and unhappy. Now the fun part is I need to convince West 3D, who might be the supplier that may be sending me my kit, because maybe they may be the ones that might be sending it. So maybe if someone works at West and sees an order come through for my house, maybe they can toss in a couple rolls of the planetary blue ASA, because that was the color scheme I was thinking about going with, was the planetary blue. I have a roll of it. I may have printed a bunch of parts, but I think for the LDO kit, some of the stuff is different. So maybe somebody can convince Dan at a West 3D to maybe include a couple rolls of planetary blue. Maybe. Just throwing that out there, that if they see an order come through from LDO to me, that maybe they could throw that in too. Then when it's all built, and then maybe on the backpack, that could be noted. Just anyway, done with that. He needs to pee, JPP. Wait, what? Because I'm up moving around? Excited 7-year-old dance? No, I've been sitting all day at the volleyball tournament, and then I got out here and I've been sitting, so now I'm like big camera up there, looking down over everything so I can stand up and move around and get the blood flow going. Get outside with that. Jesus. How's everybody's ears? How's everybody's ears? They're fine. It's just I have a female puppy that overreacts. Come here. See? I have a female puppy that overreacts when Big Brother tries to put her back in line. See, no bleeding, no blood. She's a little dirty, but that's because she's been out digging in the dirt all day. Are you done being salty? What's with that attitude? God. Why you gotta be so loud? Huh? You didn't hurt you. You just don't like being told what to do. Nothing's bleeding. There's no blood. There's not even any saliva on you. You got some of them purple berries you've been getting into. Yeah, sorry about the ears, guys. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Just just putting it out there that I know a guy that may work there that might have a little bit of pull in something like that, or maybe could make something like that happen. So I just thought I'd put it out there. But if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, I guess I still have quite a bit of it here, so I probably don't need some planetary blue, but I do have to say of the ASAs, this is probably my favorite one is the planetary blue. If the planetary blue, if there was a green that was lighter like this, probably like that too. But for some reason, the planetary blue just sticks out to me, and it's been sitting open air, so I got to get it dried, and then we can throw it on the switch wire and get it printing. Yeah. But yeah, that's planetary blue. I like it. No galactic pink or green. Yeah, I have. Let me see if I can find it, because somewhere around here I have a box with the parts that I've already printed. I just got to find the box. Give me a second. Well, I had a box with the parts that I already printed. Quit. You guys get too damn worked up. Quit. Hey. Stay. Let them fight. There's two little girls being assholes. You don't need to get involved. We have poly dryer on the way. Finally grabbed one during their last sale. JPP, that's awesome. I wouldn't mind a poly dryer. I could put it to use. You two quit. Right now. Quit. Quit. Ow. Okay, I'm just kidding. You're not hurting. You're a good baby. Wait a minute. Nope, that's all stuff. That's all stuff from Rocky Mountain. I have a bunch. I should probably start throwing these and stuff when I send things to people. I have a bunch of Bearded Bucket stickers. Speaking of Bearded Buckets, the boards of Bearded Bucket sent me came. They're right here in this pile. I may have already dressed up the M8P. You know, the M8P. So that's already dressed up. Cocoa Press stickers, KB 3D stickers, lots of KB 3D stickers. Lots of KB 3D stickers. Like lots of KB 3D stickers. There they are. West 3D stickers. It's a small stack of West 3D stickers here. I don't know why I ended up with so little West 3D stickers. I know that West 3D's table at Rocky Mountain wound up with a lot of the Maker Mine Nexus stickers. I don't know how that happened. I guess the wind just picked up or something and blew a bunch of stuff around. Hey, Stranger Parts, Scotty. What else is in here? Kind of look through a bunch of Rocky Mountain stickers. Shut up! You don't come in here and play. You go out in the backyard and play. Go out in the backyard and run around and bark. Yes. So let's see here. You grabbed another poly dryer for your Fibron PET CF and for your PACF filament during restock. Nice. Yeah, I would love to get a poly dryer, but just not in the budget right now. Like, to be honest with you, I need a new pair of shoes. And I didn't buy a new pair of shoes yet because too much to adult on otherwise. So I still wear my same old ratty, like dog chewed up, like Adidas's. And the other reason being is because the Adidas's were $100 when I bought them 6 months ago before the puppies chewed them up. Look at these things. I'm gonna take my shoe off. Like, look at this. Look at the air conditioning. So yeah, the puppies kind of had their way with my shoes, and I need new shoes, but, 3D print some shoes. Well, JPP, that's what these are. They are 3D printed. They're the Adidases. I do like them. They're very comfortable, and I definitely want to get another pair. But, I'm afraid to buy another pair of shoes, to be honest with you, because the dogs kind of did that. That's what that smell is? Yeah, Kegel, that's what the smell is. It's my stinky shoes. But yeah, no, the pups have definitely had their way with my shoes. What? What's the matter? Huh? Why are you being all sweet now, huh? Normally you're the one who doesn't want Daddy's attention. Normally it's your sissy, but now you're just tired, huh? You tired? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, yes. Yeah, you can be Daddy's girl now. Sissy's outside playing. She's still got too much damn energy. I don't know how she does it. But yeah, little Miss Freya here normally is not a lap doggy and not a daddy's dog by any means. She usually wants to go run around and hide from me, but yeah, we'll take her cuddles anytime. You want to get down? Is Big Brother making a mess? Yes, he is. Oh, nope. There you go. Get down safely. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's like 7 o'clock. When this one's done, I'll probably start another one. And when that one's done, I'm probably going to go to bed because I'm tired. I'm old, and it was a late night last night because it took me till whatever time it was, and I stopped streaming on TikTok because it didn't have good internet. So I just used TikTok last night. So yeah, that explains the print fails too. Yep. Speaking of, so I printed that on the Sliceworks build plate. I think my daughter's here. Hold on. She's supposed to be coming to get money from Dan. She was coming. I told her not to open the garage door because I have the side door open. So, to explain, my backyard is fenced in. We have a gate. And if we leave the side door open on the garage, the dogs can run in and out of here and into the backyard and then back in and out. So I leave the side door open on the garage. They can run in and out. Well, if you open the big door, then there's nothing stopping them from running the streets. And then they become a bunch of little hoodlums running the streets, and I don't have street puppies. I'm not having no street puppies. We're not getting no street puppies. No, we're not. We're good little puppies. We don't run the streets. Yes, we're good little house puppies. Tripod, good to see you, sir. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So, another thing, too, I gotta say, because I was just thinking about this when I was thinking of lasers again. So, like, that company that Jerry always talks about, that Haotian, it's not Haotian. It's actually, I found out it's Haotian. So it's actually pronounced Haotian. Like, hey, ocean, good to see your waves. But anyway, yeah. So I was thinking about that, like, hey, ocean, not Haotian, because he said Haotian all the time, and then I was like, I wanted to look up the lasers a little bit more, so I got on YouTube, and another guy called it Hey Ocean, and I'm like, okay. So then I had to go Google the name, and Google Translate tells me it's Hey Ocean. So there you go. So if you are curious about those lasers, it's Hey Ocean. What are you doing? The dog is underneath my freaking desk here. He's sitting on his cushion and he's trying to chew his butt and he keeps bouncing his head off the wall. He's knocking on the damn wall. But tripod, look. The Ray 5 is working. And I'm not looking directly at the laser, don't worry. I'm not looking directly at the laser. I'm looking at you guys, and I'm looking through the camera. UV can't come through the camera and burn my retinas. What are you chewing on? Quit chewing on soda or water bottle caps. Quit it. That's garbage. Leave it in the garbage. I know my floor is disgusting. Because I need to get a really good shop vac. Because I need a really good shop vac with a really long hose. Because I got to put it to shop vac outside the office. Because this is concrete. And it keeps breaking up. So it's concrete dust. And I don't want to stir up a bunch of it all over in the room. And then get concrete dust on everything. And then I have bigger issues to tend to. Like printers that are all seized together with concrete. No ASA on SliceWorks dip plate. Yeah, it doesn't say ASA, just ABS. PLA, PETG, and ABS is what they say. But I may have to chance it. It is a double-sided dip plate, so we may have to try ASA just to see what it does. I mean, for scientific purposes, we gotta know if it's possible, just not recommended. You know what I mean? Chris Travis, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hey, have you guys noticed that when people come in and say hi, I tend to say hi back? And I don't do it for just members of the channel. I do it for everybody. I try to be nice and say hi to everybody. If it ever gets to the point where I've got like 1,000 people watching me at once, it might get a little hard to do. But because my channel's small and it's a kind of small little group of people that watch me on the regular, it's nice to be able to say hi to every one of you individually and not hide that behind a paywall to acknowledge you. Just putting that out there, that I just want to acknowledge you for who you are and not for how big your wallet is. I just find it funny when certain people talk about how they do things for the community, but only if the community opens their checkbook. It's just weird. Like, be a part of the community, support the community, regardless of one's financial well-being or not so well-being. Hence why I like rebuilding 3D printers and giving them away, because I don't care about your financial position. As a matter of fact, what I say is this. Are you ready? If you have the money to get into 3D printing, but have not gotten a 3D printer and want someone to give you a 3D printer, no. Sorry. This ain't the channel for you. However, if financially you cannot afford a 3D printer, legitimately want to get into 3D printing and are willing to put in the time that comes with 3D printing, I want to figure out how I can get a 3D printer in your hands. Because you're the kind of person who will truly enjoy the hobby and not get bored with it, and then use the monies that you have from the 3D printer that you got for free, and then either sell it or sell it. Because most of the time you won't give that away and sell it. But I truly like helping people in general with knowledge if I can. And I don't care about your financial standings there. But if you truly can't afford to get into 3D printing and want to, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, you just want help make your shit work right? Well, Douglas, like I said, we will work on something, man. Make some juice. Yeah. I kind of honestly, I experimented with the making my own juice thing, and that was not going to work out well for me. I'm not ADHD compliant enough to do that. But I think the biggest reason why I keep using the disposables is because the flavor tastes way better than making my own juices, or at least, in my opinion, the juices that I was buying, the disposables taste better, more flavorful. But that's the reason why I've been doing it. Granted, it sucks because then you wind up with a bunch of e-waste. You get these little, I'm trying to find it, but you get these little batteries. Here we go. You wind up with a bunch of these little batteries that aren't good for the environment. However, they can be good for little projects because, again, this one's a 2.4 watt hour, 650 milliamp, 3.7 volt battery. So, and the cool part is, each one of them boards usually has a little BMS that comes along with them, so you could realistically reuse the board for the BMS and charge the battery. And then I'll put the battery to something you want and just figure out a nice way to enclose that and make a bunch of little battery packs that run these that you can universally plug into other stuff. There's $1 million idea. Somebody run with it, somebody make millions, and just consider giving me a kickback. Just throwing that out there. It's a 16650. Actually, this one says 10. Wait. No, it doesn't actually say. Let's see. Trying to wipe off the little marker that's on it. This one has two numbers on it that are not battery related numbers. It says 101545 and 240129 is what it says on this one. But yeah, it's just little lithium ion batteries. 18650. Ah, yeah. I did the math, and if you connect about 80 of them up, you could run a backpack printer off of it. What are you barking at? It's a bug. Oh, she hears something that's got her going. What are you howling at? You have zero. Sorry, just trying to see what the dogs are doing, you know. But yeah, so they're little batteries, but you know, measure is 18 mils diameter, 650. Yeah, 18650s are 18 mil long and 650 around. But these are like little pouch, like little lithium ion like pouch batteries. So if you untape it, you could potentially unroll it. Because here's the edge of the battery right there, taped over with some Kapton. Dano, Mad Cat's good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I got a bunch of 18650s laying around. See, here's an 18650. And here's these things. Definitely smaller. See? So, but yeah, there's an 18650. Well, that's another thought too. Is take a bunch of old laptop batteries, the old 18650 laptop batteries, take a bunch of those and break them down into a battery pack and make a nice little lithium-ion pack to shove under the backpack printer. That wouldn't be, you know, troublesome at all, right? Probably want to build a small metal box to enclose that in, because if you're carrying it on your back, you really want that going pop fizz on your back. But yeah, like I said, we're just kind of out here hanging out. Is it a 103-450 battery? Well, it says 101-545 is what it says on here. So I'm wondering if it's a 101-545 is the cell. But they're just what you get in some of the vapes. I just took that one out of the vape and I didn't leave it connected to the BMS that came with it. I took the battery off, so it doesn't have a BMS on it to charge it, so you know. But here's another 18650. I got some of these just kind of floating around all over. This one was actually rewrapped by me. Look at that, it's an old laptop battery. You see the solder? And then I put the new sticker on it, put the heat shrink around it, and heat shrinked it. And then I ran a couple of cycles through it. I charged it up and then dropped it, and then I had a couple of totes written with the like a couple of things that I had them all dropped into that had the yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Like I ran the batteries to see what kind of like charge they still had left in them. Yeah. I think about 80 was using 18650 batteries. Huh. Yeah, because it's 20 to 24 volts. It's a 24 volt system that runs stable at 20 volts. That's why Mitch uses the 20 volts, or Mitch has the had it set up to work with the 20 volt power batteries here. These things. Which, speaking of, my son still has not asked me for these back, so I don't know what power tools he's using. But if he's using power tools, Dad still has his batteries and charger. But yeah, So the backpack printer, as you can see down here, is much larger than the original. It's actually the original frame size that Jason sent me. I just used the original parts. Probably going to end up cutting it down a little bit off the front, because as you can see right here in the front, there is quite a large gap there. Right there. So I'm probably going to end up cutting that down right about there on both sides, and then sticking these back more. So cut this one, that one, and that one, and then drill and tap the holes, and then move those front pieces in. But I kind of want to leave it larger, because then, like I said before about my interchangeable printer idea, about being able to swap out a printer, and then going forward for like events and stuff, all it is just making a base plate to hold the printer, drop it in, and then wiring, basically wiring it up so that it accepts a barrel jack for the power. And then I can just take the barrel jack that I currently have and just plug it in, connect it into the electronics on the printer, and then it's up and running, because all the electronics to power it would be still housed underneath in the backpack itself. So I think that'd be kind of cool. You go to an event and somebody's got a printer and we've got a base plate for it already, and then all it would be is a couple of thumb screws to take it out of where it's being mounted down, take the thumb screws out, drop the new plate on, just adjust the screws to where they need to be and tighten them down with some thumb screws, plug it in, and then power it up, and you're running the new printer on the backpack. And then the cool part is like at home here, then I could take out the printers when I'm not doing something. I don't need it in the backpack. I can take them out and just set them up on the shelf and let them run. And then when it's time to go, I can figure out what I'm taking, throw it in the backpack and go. Or if I'm taking more than one, grab them, put them in the car and go, and then get there and just load whatever printer at whatever time. So that'd be kind of cool. But I just got to finish building the backpack. I do have the little crossbar that's down quite low there. That's set at the bottom, being the bottom of the frame will sit right about the midsection of the back here, right above the arse, as it were. And then the other rail sits, I think it's like right about mid-chest. So the top of the frame sits about here. Yeah, the top of the frame sits about there. So what I'd like to do too is, with it being so large and having so much space in there, maybe in the front, or I maybe move the printer more towards the front, and then in the back I could have a internally mounted spool holder that you could just kind of like fish over and in, and then the spool is inside the backpack as well, so there's really nothing outside the backpack. And then I want to get some custom panels made up for the sides, so that we can, one, bring some rigidity and strength to it, and two, give me a place to advertise the sponsors of the project. So LDO, Sliceworks, CH3D, and anybody else that wants to get involved. What I want to do is I'm going to take these little NFC tags, these guys, and program them up and put them under the sticker. So basically stick an NFC tag, put the sticker over the top of it. And then I can have a little scan the sticker, and then people could walk up and just scan the NFC tags to go to the sponsors, the link wherever the sponsor wants it to go. So that'd be kind of cool too. You just be walking around the event where the people walk up and boop, boop, or just have one NFC tag with a link to all the sponsors, There's that too, but I think it'd be cooler to have each sticker have an NFC tag hiding underneath it that they can scan to go to just that sponsor. They wouldn't have to look at a link with all the sponsors and try and figure out what they wanted to look at. Well, Douglas, the reason I said I'm not going to actually get right up on the screen there is because the little bit that you can see is what you can see, because I'm doing this for my daughter's volleyball team, and I don't necessarily want to be doxing people, but at the same time, I'm working on a project, so it's in here. So you can see what you can see, but I don't want to shove the laser right up on it because there is some personal information there. Yeah. So otherwise, I would move the laser in closer if I was just working on a random project. Yeah. So like I said, you can kind of make out that stuff, but it's not as easy to view as if I put the camera right on it and just outright said, here you go, Yeah, Kegel, I know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm working on a project. I'm just streaming out here, but I don't want to like right in the face. Like this is what I'm doing. This one's my daughter's, so I'm not worried about showing this one, but this one's my daughter's. This is what I'm doing. It's the year, their volleyball number, and their name, and a volleyball. So we do this like every year for the girls for the volleyball team. We missed last year because we were super poor last year and couldn't afford to get these even with family help. But so every year we just make these for the girls, you know, a new year, a new plaque. So everybody gets one. So I've got 33 of them, or 34 of them I have to make. Because we do them for the coaches too. I might make an extra one this year too, just for giggles. I might make a haha funny one, and I might do a volleyball net, and I might just put the net and then put MVP through the center of it. Because in volleyball, the net is everyone's MVP. If you watch volleyball, you know. The net is everyone's worst nightmare and MVP for the other team. So if one team is really working that net hard, it becomes the MVP for that team. Be more unique and easier to produce yourself with a 3D printed volleyball than their info in a year. Oh, I did volleyballs for the girls one year for the I did little volleyball keychains for the travel league that my daughter was on. I made a bunch of them for the travel league team. I just did 3D printed volleyballs. They were pretty cool. Like little volleyball keychains. And 3D printed stuff is cool, but what they really like in 3D printing is this. The Dapper Dan duck. That's why he came to be. That's why the Dapper Dan duck came to be. Because I took the duck that Built Over Bot made, and I printed little top hats for it. And then what I ended up doing was I printed the top hats, and I showed Built Over Bot on one stream. I said, my girls on the volleyball team are loving these things, but they want little top hats for them. So I was printing plates of the ducks and then plates of the top hats and bringing them in a box to the event and then giving them out to everybody with like the top hat and with the top hats to go with it. So he talked to his wife who does the designing, and she redesigned him with a top hat. And then because it's a 3D, he did the Dapper Dan Duck 3D. So the 3D duck, the Dapper Dan Duck. So that's how he got his name. Because my daughter's volleyball team wanted a little wiggly leg duck with a top hat. So yeah. Neat backstory. Yep. It's just crazy how that stuff kind of works out. And then my wife, of course, the wanted, Vikings little ghosty, and I glooped on the bucket so it doesn't come off. And then I may have done a 300%. May have done one at 300% as well, just for giggles. I printed this in my polar filament mystery roll that I got. It's currently around here somewhere. Where is my polar filaments mystery roll? Oh. Well, I had it somewhere. Yeah, I had a roll of polar filament mystery. A roll of the mystery filament from Polar. It goes from blue to green. It's a transition roll. Yeah, it's amazing how that happens, good sir. It's amazing how that happens. Yeah. I don't know, guys. It's almost 7:30, and I'm thinking when this one's done, because this has still got another. It's at 81%. It says 6.5 minutes, and I am losing charge fast. However, that's good because it means if I go to bed early, it means I'll be up early, which means if there's nothing else going on tomorrow, maybe we'll stream all day while I'm out here working on these, and maybe we'll finish building a Mark IV. Also, guys, I took Monday as a vacation day. So it's going to be a staycation at home because is a 12-month employee of the school. They took my Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day. They took that from me as a holiday and gave me Juneteenth as a holiday now. So if I want Columbus / Indigenous Peoples Day off, I need to use a vacation day. So I took a vacation day for Monday. So since I'm not working Monday either, we'll see what happens. Maybe we stream Sunday and Monday for a good chunk of the day. Probably going to spend some time with the missus though during this time. So there may be some, I'm not streaming. Maybe the missus and I just go drive around in the car and window shop. Maybe we just curl up and watch a movie. I don't know. I don't know what our plans are. We're an old married couple. By we are old, I mean I'm old. She's always going to be younger than me, so she's always going to be younger and hotter. That's how it works. Still roofing like a G at 45, 3 kids later. Nice. Yeah, I've had some experiences with that in my past as well, Mr. Douglas. Yeah, that's. I mean, we had volleyball. We had a volleyball tournament most of the day today. I mean, we were up by 6:30 and got the daughter off to school by 7 o'clock. She had to be at school to be on the bus to go to the tournament. So then we got her to the bus and stopped at the gas station, picked up a fountain pop and coffee, and then off we went to the game. And the game started. We thought it was at 8 o'clock because last we saw it said 8 o'clock. It was 8:30, so we were there a half hour early. Went in, got a seat, watched the girls all warm up. And the cool part about this is like my daughter's team, like all the girls. I'm like the volleyball dad, so all the girls are always like, "Hey, come talking." And then like my wife is the volleyball mom. Like we're always there. We always support the team. Our daughter always tells us to shut up. We're embarrassing, but the other girls love it when we cheer for them. So it's awesome. Kegel, you can hit the like button twice. Go ahead. I mean, granted, you got to hit it a third time to lock it in, like really lock it in. So if you hit it once, that's great. If you hit it twice, that's awesome. But if you hit it a third time, it locks it in. So if you really like the channel, always hit that like button 3 times to lock it in. And if you don't like the channel, a lot of people will tell you don't hit the dislike, but I don't care. If you don't want it, if you want to hit the dislike too. I mean, I always get dislikes. Whatever. I'm not for everyone. So if you don't like the channel, hit the dislike. Or if you just want to mess up my analytics, you can hit the dislike too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't ever leave the laser unattended for long periods of time. I may sneak out for a minute to go check on the dogs and come back, but I don't. When the laser's running, I'm out here. So, like I said, if I'm having this thing running for hours and hours, I might as well have a stream and chat with some friends if they don't have anything else going on. And if somebody else fires up the stream, well, then I'll watch their stream and sit out here and watch their stream and interact with their crowd while my laser's running. Except for today, I did not jump on Jerry's stream. I watched Jerry's stream for a little bit, and then I ended up squirrel brained and doing other stuff. And I was thinking about jumping on Jerry's stream for a little bit, but I just didn't get on there. Nothing against Jerry, I just didn't get on there. My brain wouldn't focus to do it, And the last couple times I've joined the stream, I'm back and forth, chasing dogs, doing this, doing that. I'm not actually on the stream interacting, so I kind of feel like I'm just taking up a seat for no reason. It was fun though. I mean, I got to hang out and chat with everybody, which is fun, and get to talk to Sam. Maybe one of these days when Sam's not super busy, he can figure out a way to get Big Tree Tech to send me a Death Racer kit so I can build a Death Racer. Make a Makermind Nexus like # 3D printing rehab printer or Death Racer.
We won't use nozzles as on our tool. No, we won't put nozzles on there. That's a no. Don't do that.
How much is laser etchers? I don't really know. I haven't really bought one. Tripod's Garage gave me this one. It's the longer Ray 5. If Tripod was still here, I'd ask him what laser's on this, because I can't remember if it's the 5 watt, 10 watt. I know it's not the 20 watt, but I can't remember if it's a 5 or a 10 watt laser on there. Which again, the 5 watt, 10 watt rating on these lasers is not accurate. So when you get a 5 watt laser, you're getting like a 2.5 watt laser, because the laser at the diode itself is at 5 watts, but once it passes through stuff, it kind of comes down in power. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, and I could be talking out my ass. I could be wrong, but my understanding is whatever your laser's rated, or whatever your laser's power is, you're getting half that. So, except for like a K40, those are actually a 40 watt laser. Like a K50, oh, I'd love a K50, K60. Oh, I'd love one. I'd love a 100 watt laser. If somebody wants to send me a 100 watter, I would love that. I know that Hey Ocean's not watching me, but if Hey Ocean was watching, hey, how you doing? I'm just a jackass in his garage office with a webcam and a microphone, and would love the opportunity to check out your lasers. Any one of them. You pick one. I don't care. As long as the work surface is big enough to do plaques that are about... How big are these? Hold on. You like my towel that I use to wipe off the after schmutz? The schmutz? Where the hell did I put my ruler? Oh, it's right here. These are about 10 inches by about 11 in... Oh, here, we'll do it in millimeters because that's the unit that everyone loves. So they're 24.5 by 25.5. 24.5 by 25.5. Murder Racer? Yeah. The unlimited class, the Murder Racers. Okay. Give me a second. Put this in the box. Okay. That's the one I'm ending on. Freedom units. Freedom. Looked up a 5 watt, $230, 130 watt, $560. Yeah. If you get into the bigger, CO2 lasers, those are quite a bit more. You can get a K40 for about $400. You can get on eBay and look them up. You can get a K40 for about $400. Comes with a small little like fish aquarium pump to pump the water or coolant, whatever you use to cool your laser. Those are about $400, and then you got to get it shipped, which is a little pricey. If you go into the bigger, the K50 laser, which is a 50 watt laser, obviously, those then get into the thousands. So like K40s or 40 watt lasers, the CO2 ones, those are about $400 all day long, and there's a bunch of them out there. OhmTech makes one. They charge about $800, and it comes with a couple of their improvements. So, you want the Laser Pecker Mobile for etching auto paint? Yeah. Yeah, the little Laser Pecker is an interesting one. I just never checked one out. This is pretty much what I've dealt with is diodes, and then I've done a little bit with the K40 when I had it. I did a little bit of stuff with that. But I do miss it, and I think that with an air assist would definitely get these plaques done a lot faster. So it would be nice to get another one. Since I got stupid, and the one I got from Shane, I got it from him for $100 because it was needing some work. So I got it from him. I put in the time, got the work going, and then after the fact, I turned around with all the stuff I did to it and got it working. I turned around and sold it for $100 like an idiot. I should have tried to make a profit off of that, but I didn't. I sold it for what I bought it for, not what I had into it. So I took a loss on that one. What's your thoughts on the X-Tool lasers? They're nice. I would love to get one and try it out. My friends that use the X-Tool lasers do like them. Some people, have a different taste, but for the most part, the X-Tool stuff that I've seen and heard, a lot of people talk good about. So I myself personally don't have experience with X-Tool. Like I said, this is the longer. Before that, I had another diode laser. I don't even know anymore. It's an old company that's no longer in business. It was one that Sergio HVAC A to Z, when he pops into chat periodically, he had sent to me because he had gotten something else and was like, it's just collecting dust. Here, you can have it. So I had that and I used that for a while. Jim from the Edge of Tech had given me one of the Jinsumi, whatever that brand is. Had given me a diode laser that he had gotten from them for a review, and he fried the board on it. So since he had fried the board on it, he gave it to me, and I reached out to them to try and get a replacement board for it, and they didn't want to help. So I gave it to a buddy of mine. He said he was going to see if he could find just a control board on like eBay or something like that. So he was going to do some work on that. I don't know whatever came of that. For all I know, it's just sitting there collecting dust at his house now. I don't know what he's doing with it. And then, like I said, I got the K40 from Shane, and Otter's Danger Den, for those who know him as Otter. Got it from him. He basically was like, it needs work. I don't know what it needs. Well, I got it. I did the work, got it working, and then sold it for what I paid for it. So, yeah. One of your lasers is an X-Tool D1 Pro. You're not happy with it. You believe the power supply is broken. Well, there you go. There's somebody who has an X-Tool that has a negative thing to say. So there you go. Haha. So like I said, I mean, for the most part, the people that I talk to that have had good luck, but Chris is one of the unlucky few that does not have or has not had good luck with it. So there you have it, though. At least you do know that there are issues. Yeah, I can't talk to issues because he's the first person I know that has had an issue. I don't know. Tripod's Garage is a good one to ask about lasers. So if Tripod's ever in here, Douglas, when Tripod's in here, maybe just mention to him, or go check out his YouTube channel, Tripod's Garage. It's on here at Tripod's Garage. Go check him out. He's got a lot of reviews on a lot of the different lasers and stuff he's checked out. He's done a lot with lasers lately. A lot of bigger companies have sent him a lot of their bigger machines. So lately, a lot of his laser stuff is because he's looking more at a safety aspect when he's looking at these things. Because like this is really not safe. There's no enclosure around it of any kind. So unless you actually know what you're doing or have done your research, to sell this as a consumer grade product with no safety no safety measures. There's no emergency stop, just a power button on the front. There's no like big emergency stop. There's no enclosure around it to protect your eyes from the harmful light that comes off. Yeah, no, Douglas, definitely do. You'll know it because you'll see a cartoon figure of a one-legged man with his crutches, hence the Tripod's Garage. Yeah. You run your lasers in the garage? Me too. That's where my office is. It's in my garage. But I am actually hoping to clean out some space on the other side of that wall till I can actually build my office out a little bit more on the other side of the wall here, and then I've got my laptop that I'm going to plug in and actually leave it sit out there and run on that side of the wall where I can open a door and let it air out outside. Oh, she's barking. KB3D will ship on Monday. Sweet. Never mind. I guess telling Lee Marie 3D to watch out for it is not a good idea. Yes. So it's going to ship out Monday from here. And then we'll use it to build this beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes. Well, Digital Dragon, I do know. I mean, I do know now. It's pretty awesome. I did not know that they were carrying Ambrosia at KB3D. I thought it was a West 3D thing, but because West 3D and KB3D get along so well, they are one in the space, but two in existence. Reach out to him. I'll reach out to Chris. I'll ask him if he would be so kind. There's Daddy's girl. Yes. Hi, baby. Yes, your daddy's girl, huh? Yes. Yep, it's my big pupper. Wish you could afford Pulse Radium. I have not heard of that one, but I'm assuming from the name alone that the price tag is probably insane. The Triad converses a lot. Yes, it does. I am a huge fan of all things. Like I said, originally Maker My Nexus was going to become one of those. I was going to, look at starting a online shop and doing it under the Maker My Nexus thing, but I have too many friends in the space, man. I don't want to be stealing from others is how I see it. Not necessarily stealing, but I don't want to be pulling from others because we're going to be having the same parts shipped from the same companies to us. It's going to be the same parts, and it's going to be the same damn price. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just adding another alternative for people. And I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I do under the name Maker My Nexus and just enjoy myself. And that's what I've been doing. But I for the most part, I'm glad that I've been able to make friends with, like Chris knows who I am, but Chris and I are not very close, and like Dan at West knows who I am, but we're not very close. But again, through you do Digital Dragon, through you I deal with KB3D more, and through Lee Marie 3D I deal with West more that way. That's how I deal with the companies more direct, is through you guys. But I do support both companies, and I have bought stuff from both companies, and I will continue to support both companies. And Fabrico, again, Hector's been an amazing dude and hooked me up with the frame. He sent me out the frame for this, and then I bought the Rook kit that he sells for the two whatever the hell it is, 200 some bucks for the rails, bearings, and all that fun stuff. But it'll be nice to get the LDO kit and be able to make that work, Had a good chat with him at 3D Printopia. Yeah. He's a good dude. I've talked to him a few times. But like I said, most of my chats have been with Jeremy and the gang when they're at the events. So like Rocky Mountain, I talked to all those guys at both booths like crazy. At Murph, I talked to, Jeremy was there, and a couple of the other guys from West 3D were there. So I talked to them. Alternative hot ends for the V3 SE. What alternative hot ends are you considering? Really, the hardest part, like anything I do when it comes to like alternate hot ends and stuff, is I see what's out there models wise, and then I just will build the hot end based off of whatever the model is. I don't do any custom design work, so I have never like designed my own hot ends. But it doesn't hurt if you have ideas to reach out to a creator, find someone who's designed something. Oh, you heard there's a 3D scanner. Yeah, there's 3D scanners out there, like this guy right here. Yeah. This one right here that I still have to familiarize myself with. But this one's the Revo Point, the Morocco, whatever. And it's this guy. This one's pretty sweet. I haven't actually like done anything with it, but yeah, you can always 3D scan the head and then work the model. But like I said, I'm not a designer by any means, by any stretch. I don't do any like real CAD work. I'll get in Tinkercad and Tinkercad stuff, but maybe one day I'll sit down and teach myself how to use, Fusion or SliceWorks or SolidWorks. Sorry, not SliceWorks. SliceWorks sells stuff. Yeah. See, the 1S that takes more than one filament at a time. Oh, okay. So you're looking for different, like, you're looking for different hot ends that have the ability to do multiple spools. Fadus has one that does two filaments in. Of course, with something like that, you need to have two extruders set up because you'll need one extruder for each filament, and then you have to make sure you have like depending on what kind of firmware you're running, you'll have to have some kind of a script in there that tells, you know, extruder A or extruder 1 to, you know, push the filament in and then back it up and then have it push the other filament through and then start printing with that filament. With stuff like that, you got to remember that when you're doing multiple filaments into one print head, you can only print at one temperature because you're not going to be able to heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down. It's not good for the hot end to go between two different materials. So you're going to want to stick with like materials. So PLA, you know, if you're going to do that, print in different colors than PLA and stick with PLA or PETG or whatever, but stick with the same type of filament. I know PETG and PLA don't like to stick together anyway. Not that they won't, they just don't like to. I've seen people print demos where their PETG and their PLA stick together just fine. And I've seen others where PLA and PETG just break apart from one another without any hesitation. So, again, you know, there's that. Basically no mixed medium. Yeah. Started to tinker with using Onshape and Blender, then I guess Orca for a slicer, or Cura for a slicer. So you're using Cura Slicer still. Okay. A lot of people have switched over to Orca Slicer, not going to lie. A lot of people have switched over to Orca Slicer. There are still those who hang heavily on the Prusa Slicer. You've got some that have still to this day fought the urge to switch and are on Super Slicer, which is just another fork of Prusa Slicer, which is another fork of Slick 3R, or Slicer as it was called. It was Slick 3R was kind of like the original, and then Prusa forked off their own variant and made Prusa Slicer, and then from there, Super Slicer forked off of Prusa Slicer and made their own version, and then from there you ended up with Bamboo Slicer, which is a heavily modified version of Prusa Slicer. And takes some cues from other slicers as well. And then you've got, from that came Orca Slicer, which is just a fork of Bamboo Slicer, which is a fork of Prusa Slicer, which is a fork of Slick 3R. So there you go. There's a little history lesson in slicers. But, yeah. You're learning all the 3D printing stuff so that you can make money in tools. Sweet. Yeah, I highly recommend anybody who wants to get into 3D printing as a hobby, like, don't take a page out of my book, because you'll never get anywhere if you're looking to do it as a way to kind of, you know, you still have your license for S3D. Nice. Yeah, S3D is another one that's out there. But yeah, it's like the slicers themselves. It's more or less just find something you're comfortable with that you can work with and just run with it. I started with Cura Slicer when I got into it, and then from Cura Slicer I ended up getting a Prusa Mini, so then I started using Prusa Slicer more, so I started just importing all the importing all my printers into Prusa Slicer, and then old curmudgeon kind of kept hammering me about check out Super Slicer, so I started using Super Slicer a lot, and then around the time I got a buddy of mine into 3D printing, I started using Orca Slicer more because everybody kept talking it up, and I like the fact that there are some built-in calibration tools in Orca Slicer by default, so it's just a matter of go in, tell it to run that, or to create you that file based on the parameters you put in, and then it creates you the file and does all the slicing for you, and any transitions or changes or anything you make or have made in there, it'll show up. Got this little gray box here. I can't show you guys. I want to, but I can't. Got this cool pin. I gotta look at this pin. I don't even know what's on this pin. I want to look at it. Let's see. But now only use Orca as an FDM printer and now Bamboo Labs. Yeah. Because Bamboo is Bamboo and does its thing. Fadus. I can't tell what it says on there though, guys. The thing is hard to read. And I have to get my camera out. It says Fadus. I know that much. It's a Fadus button. Yep. But no, I think just show the box, just not what's inside it. Oh, like if I show the back of the box, you mean like this? So if I went like this and showed the back of the box, I could show the back of the box, I guess, huh? Yeah, like this, just the back of the box. I have these weird little vials here too. Part of the reason why I need to get one of the printers that's in here up and running, because I want to do some testing before I turn the printer over. I got this weird little plastic vial with this. There's something there, but you can't tell. You can't really tell what that is. Just a plastic vial. There's just this random vial, you know. Works great for TPU. Nice. Well, I got some TPU, so I gotta get something put together, you know. Cartomizer? Nope. Nope. Let's just say that I'm part of a unique group of individuals who has access to some things that I can't talk about. I'm very terrible at not talking about things, but just know that I'm part of a unique group of people who doesn't have lots of money either to have lawyers on hand in case I did say or do something stupid, so. Box Turtle parts came out nice with that. Yeah, I really wish I could afford to join the Patreon so I could get access to the Box Turtle parts, but I know I can't build a Box Turtle because I don't have the stuff to build one right now. I would love to build a Box Turtle. I think it'd be a cool little thing to have to maybe stick on that guy, or hell, even that guy, or hell, even that guy. They're all running Clipper. So, wouldn't be too difficult to implement the Box Turtle with the Clipper. Kits are coming soon. Yes, they are, Digital Dragon. Yes, they are. You're familiar? Yeah. It's the wonderful part about signing NDAs is you can't talk about certain things. Like, I have stuff. I just can't talk about it. It's just, you know, here's this random gray box. It's just a random gray box. You can't see what's in it. However, I'm going to open the gray box and look at the thing because it's fun to look at. Can't show you guys, but it is fun to look at. It's a cool little thing to see with my eyes. With my human eyes. It's a pretty cool little thing. I wish I had the printer that it goes on so I could put it on the printer. I thought I was going to be able to borrow a printer that I could put this on, but that deal fell through. So now I'm up shit creek because I don't have the printer now. Cameras and wiretapping? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the government doesn't like it when you can anti-spy. They like to be able to spy. Like right now, I'm putting all this out there, and, you know, it is what it is. Kyber Dragon. That would be sweet, good sir. I do like the Kyber Dragon. It is sweet. Yes. But I'm not going to lie. For myself, because all the stuff that I'm doing, but for myself, I would like to, honestly, well, not like to, I'm going to finish my other Rook 2020, get it up and printing, and we'll stream that on here as one of those, like, space fillers. We'll stream it on here when I get the parts. It's supposed to be shipping Monday, so I let the cat out of the bag. It's supposed to be shipping Monday. from KB. So it'll be shipping from KB, and then I'll get it, and we'll finish building it, and we'll get it printed. I'll have to find the box with the parts in it, and if not, I'll just reprint the parts with for the LDO kit, because I know there's different parts there for the LDO kit. So at least I think there are. I could be wrong, but it'll be nice to have all the LDO motors and everything that comes in the kit. We'll get it printed, we'll get it built, we'll get the parts printed, we'll get it built, and then we'll have some fun with it. We'll get it printing, and I'll probably put that one back there, and then we'll take this one down and tune it, the Fabrico one. We'll get it tuned and dialed in, and then I'll take this one to work with me. And that guy can just sit at work, because it's fun to have a little printer at work, because I don't print really big stuff normally. So it's nice to have just a little printer there at work, so I can take the Fabrico kit, get it dialed in and printing right, and then take it to work and have it there to print miscellaneous little stuff. Get the LDO kit up and running, and then see about what it would take to incorporate that into this guy. And then it'll be kind of cool, because with the Rook anyway being so small and being enclosed, unlike that guy that has the big swingy bed that goes back and forth, there'll be plenty of room to mount a spool of filament on the inside there. So we can do like an internal spool mount to hold the spool inside the enclosure. I can have the little LDO Rook 2020 in there in the LDO blue frame. Wish I'd have won that roll of blue LDO blue ABS now, because then I could have printed the Rook parts to go on the space gray frame and the LDO blue to kind of match the blue frame that it would be sitting inside of. That'd be kind of cool. Kyber is the 2.4 Revision C, the black and orange with the purple frame. Yes, it looks very sweet, sir. I do like it. I do want to add back in a 2.4, preferably 300 or 350 would be ideal at a 350. And then obviously a Trident. And I don't necessarily want to build a V0, but if a V0 showed up, I'd build a V0 too. Because I'd like to have one of each one of the Vorons, just because they're cool little printers in what they are, and my tinkery nature, I want tinker printers. And since I currently have the switch wire, I don't need a switch wire. So I have a switch wire, I just need to get one of the other ones. I'm not big into the Voron community enough that I can be considered a cool kid, but it'd be cool to have one of each printer. Then maybe for giggles one day build a Legacy, just to do it, But ideally, printers that are out there today that I'd like to get my hands on, like out of the box printers or manufacturer printers, preferably a P1 series bamboo. I don't need the big X1, just a P1 series with AMS, just a single AMS, just so I can do some multicolor stuff, nothing crazy. So like a P1, P1S, P1P or P1S, either one. 4-port AMS. And then a Mark IV, Mark IVS. One of the newer Prusas would be nice to have. I don't need the big tool changer. Like a Mark IV, Mark IVS would be nice to have. And then the newer variant of this guy, not necessarily a K2, but like a KC, or even the K1 SE, but like a K1C or a K1 SE, just either that or hell, even the Max, just a K1 Max would be nice, So that's kind of my wish list right now is a K1 Max. Every one of the LDOs, or the LDO, but the Vorons, and then Prusa Mark IV and a Bamboo Labs P1 variant with an AMS would be nice, but not required. Those would be what I would like to have right now. Those are if you take the Vorons out of the mix, again, Bamboo Labs P series, a Prusa Mark IV, Mark IVS, either one, and then the K1 Max. There you go. Those are the three I would like. If you're shopping for a printer on a budget, always look at the FlashForge Adventurer 5M. That's a good one. I don't know about the Two Trees. My buddy's got one. He loves it. I've asked Two Trees a few times if they'd be interested in sending one out for me to check out on the channel. The SK1, right? The Two Trees SK1. I asked them to send me one out, and they told me, they told me thank you for reaching out to them, and once my channel got bigger, to maybe reach out to them again, but at this time my channel does not meet their requirements. So yeah, I'm not trying to be a review channel. I want stuff that I can use. You know what I mean? Like if I want to throw a print on something while I'm working on a printer, I want to be able to say, hey, we're going to throw this on the Prusa, or hey, we're going to throw this on the, like now, let me throw this at the K1 and let's get this started, or hey, I'm going to throw this on the switch wire and get this going. That's how it is now. I want stuff that I can use, that I can have featured in the background, that people can see that way. And if they want to ask questions, there it is, Visa Studio Acoustic, nice. Or, yeah, nice. Sweet, brother. That's awesome. Yeah, I always say if I win the lottery, I would pay off my house, buy my wife and I each a new car, and then probably redo our house. I would pay off the house. I would remodel the house. And then I would probably, above my garage here, I would probably build up a better studio and then get my garage back. So I would actually build up over the garage a studio that I could actually have, like a little like print farm / studio. And that would be where I would work out. If I wouldn't go and buy some big elaborate house and all that crazy stuff. Because what would end up happening is I would end up buying, like I'd get my garage back, but I'd lose it because I'd probably buy a bunch of pallets of Amazon returns and have them in the down here in the garage, just have the truck back up, drop them in the garage, and then just start digging into the boxes, building printers, rebuilding printers, and giving them away. And then the nice part is then I would have much less issue with sponsors because I would just buy the stuff and do it myself. I wouldn't have to rely on sponsors. I mean, if sponsors want to stay on board, that's great. I'm not going to say no to having people sponsor. Polymaker for filament and Micro Swiss for hot end parts. Thank you. But I wouldn't have to necessarily wait. I could just order stuff. So that's the cool part. Like right now, thanks to my community, I have a plethora of control boards sitting right here next to me. You've got the 2 from David Wilson, the 1 from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Bearded Bucket, the 1 that is currently in the Ender from Lee Marie 3D and Mrs. Lee Marie 3D. Those guys sent me the mini. So yeah, I do know this much. Depending on what control board they send with the Rook, I might get silly because I have me a SKR Pico sitting here. I might even get silly and put the SKR Pico in my my Fabrico kit. I might just throw it in there just to put it to use because it's a nice little small form factor board. So I may end up just putting it in that, and then I can take the I think there's an E3V3 in there. Yeah. Heading out. Catch you later. Chris Travis, have a good evening, sir. Thanks for coming by, bud. It'd be fun to make it rain when you win the lotto, like dropping 200K at a local school system and say this is to give you all a way better musical education. Yeah. Because you're bigger into music, so yeah, that would be awesome. And like in my case, I would love to, order a bunch of, 3D printers and just basically drive around with a rider truck, pull into every school and say, do you have a STEM, do you have a STEM department? If they say yes, be like, Here's 3 Prusas. Put them in your STEM department. Who are they from? Doesn't matter. Just put them in your STEM department and teach your kids how to use these. You know what I mean? That would be awesome. And then just do that for a day. Just load a big U-Haul truck, a big old box truck full of like 3D printers, like Prusa Mark IV, like ready, assembled, ready to go. Like open it up, turn it on, and print type of thing. You know, that would be freaking awesome to just do that. Just drive through my general area here and just roll up to every school and be like, do you have a STEM class? Do you have a STEM department? Do you have a STEM class? STEM, STEAM, whatever they want to call it. Be like, do you have that? Yes. Do you guys do 3D printing? Yes, we do. Or no, we don't. And be like, all right, do you have 3D printers currently in your program? Do you want to implement 3D printing into your program? If they say no, here's 4 printers. Get them up and running. You know, get it going. You know, I mean, could always be like, here's my card. When you're ready, contact me. But here's the printers, enjoy and drive away. You know. Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point of the 3D printing rehab project, is just to give people who can't get into 3D printing, give them a way to get into 3D printing. I want to find people who are passionate about it, that can't afford it, and I want to give them a printer. And then I don't want to be support. All right. I want these people to be passionate. I want them to be inquisitive. I want them to want to do this and want to learn this. So I want to give them the tools so that they can build the knowledge. Let's put it that way. I want to give people the tools to get into 3D printing so that they can build the knowledge about 3D printing. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking to do. So just take old printers, build them up, and give them away. I don't want money. This is the recognition I'm getting, and I don't even want this. I would do this without doing this, but the problem is I can't stay fucking focused long enough to do that. I need some kind of a eyes over my shoulder to keep me focused, to keep me doing it. That's my downfall. But I'm gonna keep doing it, you know. Kind of like the teaching a man to fish theory. Yes. If I give you a 3D printer and do the 3D printing, you won't learn. But if I give you the 3D printer and you teach yourself how to use it, then you'll make millions, or at least $20 here and there printing something, you know. But that's the gist of this. What's up, Jerry? Hey, I'm sorry I missed your stream, man. I was just telling everybody earlier that I was lurking in your channel watching the stream, but Squirrel Brain Dan couldn't focus long enough on one thing to jump in and hang out on the stream, because I wouldn't have been sitting here long enough to actually make a difference. I would have just felt like I was stealing a seat from somebody who could have or possibly wanted to have it. So, but yeah. It's good to see you though, man. I was actually just getting ready to wrap this thing up because I've been streaming for 2 hours. It's now 8 o'clock, or it's after 8 o'clock my time. And, yeah, I'm just a little wiped out. It's been a long day. Got up early, had a volleyball tournament this morning. Ooh, I got my confirmation email. Yeah. Okay. So again, to let you all know, so I'll give you guys a quick backstory. I'm going to wrap this thing up and I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to let you guys know. So I got in on the Rook project a long time ago, before the 2020. I got in on it. I never printed one, but I was watching and following along in the project, talking with Canrog and Rohan, and talking to those guys. And then when Canrog actually put out the 2020 variant, I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I wanted one. And I tried and tried and tried. Well, then 2 years ago, when I was at Murph, Jim and I were talking with Hector from Fabrico, and I had mentioned to Hector that I was really wanting to build a Rook, and I was just waiting for someone to come out with a kit, and I really wanted to build the Rook 2020 because I love the idea of the metal extruded frame. And Hector said, well, we've got the Rook kits. We're getting ready to release the 2020 frame option if anybody wanted to get one. I was like, that's pretty sweet, man. I definitely would love to check it out. He said, I'll send you one. So he sent me the frame, not the Rook kit. He sent me the frame. So that was sent to me for free by Fabrico. So there's transparency. And then it took me another year and a half to make a stupid financial decision. And rather than pay a bill, I bought the Rook kit from Fabrico. And then I built my Fabrico Rook 2020. Then turned around and I found out that in talking with the community that LDO was working on a Rook kit as well, and that there was talk of a 2020 LDO variant that was going to be coming out. So I may have gotten a space gray Rook 2020 frame, but I was going to steal the parts off the Fabrico kit and put it on here to make this thing work, but I was like, it feels a little blasphemous to me. I really want to wait for the LDO kit. Well, LDO has finally put out their Rook kits. They're available. You can get KB3D and West 3D, and Fabrico I think is going to have the LDO or may have the LDO, but I know that KB3D has it, and I know West 3D has it for sure. And the reason I know that is because one of the suppliers was going to send it to me, and so I reached out to Jason just as a friendly little bug in the ear, like, hey, will I be getting one of those? And Jason says, oh my goodness, let me do some stuff. And then he got it hooked up, and someone, a company, is going to be sending it out Monday. So I should have my kit maybe end of next week. So hopefully we'll get the Ender 3 done. We'll get some time. We'll get that Ender 3 done, and I can start working on printing the parts once I get JPP to give me these are the final parts I want to use, Dan. And then I'll start getting them printing, and then we can kind of tidy up all the cabling and go through the macros, build up the macros for it, and get it going. And then I can get that one off the bench completely because they'll be ready to go. Maybe we'll stick it in the back and use it to print some miscellaneous parts for other projects while we wait to get it back to them. But we'll get that guy off there, and then we can start working on the LDO Rook 2020 build. That'd be pretty sweet, I think. Yeah. You want to build a robot girlfriend? Ooh. Ugh. I have a wife. I have daughters. I don't need no more women in my life. No. No way. Jerry, you are a brave man to try and build your own. Ugh. No. However, I do know that I probably could have laser etched another one of those while I was sitting here. Could have got another one done in this time we were just chatting, but that's okay. She doesn't need to talk. No, but women don't have to talk to let you know they're pissed at you, Jerry. Come on now. You've been married. You know these things. A woman does not need to talk to let you know she's angry. Actions speak louder than words, sir. The last thing you want is your robot girlfriend to pour hot coffee on you and then walk away. Or give you a sack tap for shits and giggles and then walk off angry. Anybody else's spouse sack tap them just for no reason? Or you think it's for no reason, but then find out you did something wrong and that was the reason why your balls are now sore? Can't be the only one who gets a sack tap. Yes, my wife can sometimes give me the look to let me know that I did something dumb without telling me I did something dumb. But, gentlemen, any ladies that are here but mostly gentlemen. Due to my analytics, it tells me that a large portion of my audience are male, and I have a very small portion of my audience that are female. So to those females who are watching, thank you. To the males that are watching, we nerds got to stick together. Yes. Daddy's girl came curled up right in my lap, and now, of course, her sister is all sorts of jealous. Aren't you, Freya? But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. We're at a little over 2 hours now. So it was great talking to you guys. I'm glad I got to have just a regular bullshit stream where I just sat here and BS'd, and we did a couple little things, and hopefully I spread some knowledge that was useful and a lot of useless information. And just know that at some point here, we'll get back to like a regular schedule. Maybe tomorrow we'll work on the Ender 3 some more, but I need to get the laser moved out of here first. So hopefully I'll get up in the morning and move the laser out there so that it's leaving its smoke out in the garage away from my lungs. And then we can get the Ender 3 back on the table there and work on it a little bit more, or maybe we'll just pick up on the Mark IV for the school and get that up and running, and then I can cut the camera away for a few seconds or minutes or whatever while I maybe put something in there that I need to test for a little bit, and then I can keep it for about a week here at home while I run some testing, and then after that I can swap it back to the other thing, and I can send it off to work where they can then use it in the classroom, and then I can take that Mark III out of there that's on death's door and see if I can get it printing decent and either keep it in my office or talk to the superintendent about acquiring it from the school for a lump of money that can be taken out of my paycheck, a small lump at a time, so that it's not money I even see, so I won't miss it. And then maybe there'll be a Mark III sitting back there. And then maybe one of these days we can get a bear kit and convert that Mark III over to a bear. Do an old school build. We'll convert the Mark III to a bear. That'd be pretty sweet. I miss my bear, so it'd be fun to build another one. Yep. Back to cleaning and packing for this move in a few weeks. Well, Douglas, have fun with that. Stay safe, everybody else. Just keep an eye on my, make sure you rang the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. And I'll try to do better than I did tonight and actually post it on X that I'm going live so you guys can follow me there if you're not following me here. And yeah, have yourselves a great evening. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing, and all those things. And as I said, just keep an eye out for stuff. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have a great evening, guys. Bye.